Okay guys, I am back and I'm going to show you how I make my little charms. What these are Amy's sheets, and I've printed them on different stuff. I printed them on kind of that heavy parchment, or yeah, parchment colored cardstock, and then white cardstock, and just punched out the little things to make the charms. So all I do is, usually I use a 1-inch punch. Of course, you can use any kind of punch that your punch will fit in. We can just punch one really quick too. The only thing that I would do is leave a little bit of room up at the top of your punch. So maybe not go down all the way, so that you have room for your eyelet. My punch is kind of being gooby. So yeah, I'm usually having to trim off that little edge there. But anyways, that's what I do. And I've taken my triple thick gloss glaze, and I've put it in this little thing here. Not a lot of it, just, and then I'll pour it back in there, and then I'll see what I have to do. I think it being on this stuff, I think it'll end up just peeling right out of there if I let it dry. I don't know, we'll see. So then I take my crocodile, and the smallest one, which is I don't even know how big that is, and then I just punch my hole where I want it, like that. I stick my eyelet in, and then I just crimp it shut like so. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple more to finish these out. I'm using white, but you can use any color you want. You could, and we might do that. Let me do one in gold, and then I'll show you kind of what my thought process is there, because this is probably going to be like a two-part, 2-day series. Well, okay, so 2 days for me, not 2 days for you. Because I mean, it's 8 o'clock at night here, so I'll have to let these sit overnight, and then I might be able to film the rest of the video tomorrow. I've got to go do a couple of tax returns in the morning, and I've got to go run some errands for the trucking company, and yeah, all that jazz. So let's do 2 in gold, because what I'm thinking is that we can, after we have the clear coat or glaze dry, then we could tip the outside of the circle. We could tip those in gold, is what I'm thinking. That's where I'm going with that. All right, and I'm hoping that this works, because I don't know if you remember, but this is my very first time really working with triple thick, per se. Okay, so this one's got, I'm thinking it might be too big of a tip, but we'll see. Then I usually take a pen and hold a little bit of one of the sides, and you want to do this on a mat that the stuff will like come off on. So then I just hold it. Oh. These are going to be really thick, and I'm hoping it doesn't like run off the edges. And then I just slowly start filling in the circle, go around the edges. And sometimes you have to kind of come back around the edges a little bit to get all the way out there. Yeah, I think it definitely needs a smaller tip because I feel like I'm really just like slathering it in there instead of, and there is a such thing as too much. So maybe this pin is like not very good to be using on these. I don't know, we're gonna give it a whirl, right? That's all we can do. And honestly, guys, I have no idea where I got these bottles. I got them years ago for the kids when they were cake decorating. And I don't even remember. Honestly, I don't even, yeah. That wasn't very slick. Okay, and then let's, yeah, having plenty of room if you're doing a lot of them is going to be a big deal. Like, you're going to need plenty of room. Okay, and I've never done stamps, so we're gonna give these stamps a whirl and see what we get here. Seems to me I watched a video a long time ago on somebody doing stamps. I'm pretty sure I'm not doing these any different than some other YouTubers have probably done them. I am kind of curious to see how they actually turn out and if the dry time is shorter or longer than the other ones. Okay, so this one is one of those coin things that you can get in a big thing at like Walmart. Comes with a little keyring like so. I just took that off for this purposes, and then it's got the metal ring in there, so I thought that might look kind of cute. And this one is a total experiment because I used some of my vellum that I printed out for it, so it will be interesting to see how this one turns out, because I did try a couple other things with the vellum. So yeah, yeah. All right, so that's it, guys. That's how I do it. And I'm not the best at like making sure everything is all filled in. I try, and then I'll go back a little bit if I need to. I haven't had too. Okay, guys, sorry we got interrupted there. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I'll just do a couple more. And I think we can kind of tell on some of them already. They're starting to dry out a little bit. So hopefully, maybe even tonight, they'll be dry enough we can, I mean, that's kind of wishful thinking on my part, I think, but we'll see how late I stay up tonight. I have not been sleeping well lately, so, you know, the possibilities are endless when it comes to this. So yeah, just a couple more, and then I'll fill in the rest off camera. And then when I come back, we'll see how pretty they are. And if this triple thick really does work, then we'll know that it is less expensive if you put it in a bottle. You could do thinner coats, I bet, with like paintbrushes. That would probably work too. And I think the tip I have on here is like a Wilton number 2. I think for this project, I would have preferred to have a number 1. Maybe it's a 3. Yeah, it's a 3. Yeah, but so far, I mean, I'll pick this up a little bit, hopefully. So you can kind of see a little up close. Oh, hold on. It's kind of hard to see if you're not right on top of it. But this little rose here, ignore that one. That's where I spilled a bunch of the triple thick getting it in there. But that one there is one of the first ones we did, and it's starting to kind of come out clear. So yeah, I think it'll turn out really cute. All right, guys, I will see you back. Only minutes for you and hours for me, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys. Okay, guys, I am back, and these dried a little bit quicker than I was thinking that they would. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the video tonight. They're still just a tad wet, but not, I mean, not wet, but like just a little tacky. So I'll just be careful. But I wanted to show you just a couple of other things that you can do with these. And I'm just going to pour a dab of paint there. And I'm just going to use my fingers. And the gold ones that we did, we're just going to, sometimes when you do these round ones, you just have to snip off a little bit because it runs off the edge. I mean, I would assume that it probably does that like on every color. Just get a little bit of gold paint on your finger here. Just kind of rub on the edge gently. You can't be too heavy-handed. Okay, so I'm gonna set that to dry, our little gold one here, and then I'm going to do the silver ones, or a silver one here on the stamp. And we'll just see what we get. I've never actually done silver on one of these, so this is new for me too. I don't know that it's really gonna make that big of a difference, but we'll see. Yeah, with that already being cut like that, it's a little difficult to get the paint in there, but we managed. Okay, so let me put a couple of these other ones together to kind of give you an idea of what I do. And I want to say, if you were to figure dry time, 6 hours, I think, maybe. I'm trying to remember. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah, because it's 2 in the morning here. So about 6 hours. It's, of course, you don't want to rush it, obviously, but I am kind of in a time crunch right now. So just trying to make sure I get, like I've said in every video, just trying to make sure I get a little a little ahead. Let's do this little guy. Actually, let's get a pick that up, touch it as least as possible, right? Just in case we got a little bit damp in there at all. And then I just stick it in here like so. And I think I'm going to trim that little squiggly bit off. And then I just close it and then it's ready. And I'm just using my little scrap bin that we've been using for a couple of days now. My thing there, and I'm just going to trim that off. And then that will hang nicely on. You just hook it onto like anything really, you know, like so. And then it just kind of dangles, okay? Let's do one of the flowers. Like I said, I'm just using up some scraps. If it's gathered, I prefer to kind of take the gathering off for these types of things. You don't have to. I just prefer the look a little bit better. Yeah, that looks really pretty. Or do we think a pink one? Either, but we'll do one of each, and then I'll let you go for the evening. And I don't have white, so I'm going to use silver. We're just going to stick this, and at this point, like, you can add beads to it. I need get my beads out and just dive in for beads. I don't know if some of you new kids will know, but I'm not really a bead girl. Yeah, many people have tried to teach me, and yeah, well, I'm a little bit challenged in that department. So let's do one of those pink ones with the same maroon. Looks like I'm gonna need to get me a new cream piece here. Just a little something different. Oh, this is pretty. This is some of that stuff that Tuesday Moriarty sent me. I don't have very much left of it. This is getting close to it, so. There's a little bit of a maroon thing here, so I'm just going to snip it off. All right, so there we go, guys. Let's put our gold one together because I'm pretty sure that one, that paint usually dries pretty fast. So put it together. Let's see, what do we want? That one's got like a really pale pink flower in it. So what do we think will make it stand out? Oh, yeah, that really does make it stand out. Okay. I wonder if we were to use a little bit of this with it. Oh yeah, I think that really looks nice. And then if you were to add like a little pearl on like the first piece there, that would really tie it all together. Yeah, I like that one. I think this is a little bit too long, but all right. All right, guys, so I will pick these up to where you can look at them up a little bit closer here. Hopefully the camera is focusing. So there's that little one with the gold paint. And then there is the little maroon set. And little bumblebees here. And you don't have to, I know you guys kind of saw it last time, you don't have to add anything to them. I just think with these, since they're kind of delicate and pretty, right, with the flowers, it just looks a little bit better. And you don't have to make them as long as that. I mean, we could trim it down to here. But yeah, it just gives a nice little thing to your project. And you'll see those in the flip through when we get ready to do that. Okay, guys, I hope this helps, and we will talk to you guys soon. Bye.